Hello dear students, welcome to my YouTube channel. आज CPET एग्जाम 2025 पे जो आम क्लास करते सीरीज आज सीरीज करवा के सीरीज 4 तेणु आमर फिलोसफी कर दुटा क्लास है साइकोलोजी गोटे क्लास है 100टा क्वेश्चन डिस्कसन होता आज साइकोलोजी एजुकेशनल साइकोलोजी आउ 100टा क्वेश्चन इंपोर्टेंट क्वेश्चन डिस्कसन करवा तेणु वीडियो स्टार्ट करने पूर्व चैनल को सब्सक्राइब कर सांग पाक सेयार कर चलो ताहले आज सीरीज 4 स्टार्ट करवा तेणु फास्ट क्वेश्चन इज इंटेलिजेंस इज द एसेंस ऑफ ऑप्शन ए इंट्रोवर्टेड एबिलिटीज ऑप्शन बी क्रिटिकल एबिलिटीज ऑप्शन सी इनलोवेटेड एबिलिटी and option D intelligentsia. Here the correct answer is option C, that is inloveted ability. Then the next question is heredity had a marked influence. This concept was given by option A Hall, option B Newman, option C Kushler and option D Binet. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Newman. Then the next question is who said non-delinquent youth had used withdrawal of love as a consequence for misbehavior. Option A MC Kinnon, option B Freud, option C Scudder and option D Kluek and Glueck. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Kluek and Glueck. Then the next question is intelligence is the ability to understand problems characterized by option A difficulty, option B complexity, option C abstractionistically and option D all the above. Here the correct answer is all of the above. Intelligence is the ability to understand problems characterized by difficulty, complexity, abstract and all the above. Then the next question is who had classified intelligence under three broad categories such as biological, psychological and operational. Option A Freeman, option B Vernon, option C Spearman and option D Hall. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Freeman. Then the next question, which approach emphasizes the adaptive nature of human beings? It is the practical point of view in the study of individual difference. Option A biological, option B psychological, option C operational and option D all the above. Here the correct answer is option A, that is biological. Then the next question, who had defined and classified intelligence into three broad categories, real intelligence, abstract intelligence and social intelligence? Option A Stoddard, option B Thorndike, option C Spearman and option D Torman. Here the correct answer is option B, that is এটা Thorndike হবো কিন্তু এটা আমার স্পেলিং মিস্টেক এটা হয়েছে Thorndike হবো এটা. Then the next question is which English psychologist defined intelligence as an innate general cognitive ability? এটা cognitive হবো পিলা মানে cognitive ability. Option A Scott, option B Stoddard, option C Torman and option D Hall. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Torman. Then the next question is which psychologist distinguished two kinds of intelligence, calling them intelligence A and intelligence B, or fluid intelligence and crystallized intelligence? Option A Hobb and Kettle, option B Binet and Torman, option C Pascal Kothari and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Hobb and Kettle. Then the next question, what are the main factors affecting the crystallized factors? Option A experience, option B learning, option C emotional and option D all the above. Here the correct answer is option D, that is all of the above. Call experiences, learning and emotional. Then the next question is in which approach of intelligence operational definition and important to understand the concept of intelligence to clear and definite term? Option A biological, option B psychological, option C operational and option D all the above. Here the correct answer is option C, that is operational. Then the next question is who said intelligence is the learning ability? Option A Freeman, option B Buckingham and option C Torman and option D Kettle. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Buckingham. Then the next question is, intelligence is the ability to undertake activities that are characterized by option A difficulty, option C complexity, option 3 abstraction. सॉरी यही सबुटा क्यारेक्टराइज बाय एगुड़ा सब तार क्यारेक्टरिस्टिक्स रही इकोनोमी अडाप्टिवनेस टू ए गोल सोशल वैल्यू एंड द एमर्जेंस ऑफ ओरिजिनल्स एंड टू मेंटेन सच एक्टिविटीज हियर द करेक्ट ऑप्शंस आर स्टैंडर्ड बी फ्रीमैन ऑप्शन सी बकिंगहैम एंड ऑप्शन डी कैटल किए एगुड़ा सब कही ना हियर द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए दैट इज स्टैंडर्ड. Then the next question is, according to Thorndike, a kind of intelligence which is measured by dash in which the individual has to manipulate concrete materials. Option A performance, option B picture, option C performance and a picture, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C performance and a picture. Then the next question, which type of intelligence is the ability to respond towards numbers and letters etc. Option A social, option B concrete, option C abstract, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is abstract. Then the next question, the unifactor theory of intelligence was presented by option A Spearman, option B Stout, option C Alfred Binet, and option D Hall. Here the correct answer is option C Alfred Binet, unifactor theory. Then the next question, which one is the oldest theory regarding the nature of intelligence? This theory flourished during the 18th and 19th century. Option A faculty theory, option B two-factor theory, option C multi-factor theory, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option A, that is faculty theory. Then the next question is, which factor authority theory was developed by an English psychologist Charles Spearman in 1904? Option A unifactor, option B two-factor, option C multi-factor, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is two-factor theory. Then the next question, since when psychologists have been trying to understand the concept of intelligence? Option A since the 17th century, option B since the end of 18th century, option C since the end of 19th century, and none of the above. Here the correct answer is option C, that is since the end of the 19th century. Then the next question is, two-factor theory of intelligence has two factors. One is the general factor and the other is the high-class factor, specific factor, statistical factor, and standard factor. Here the correct answer is specific factor. Option B is the correct answer. Then the next question is, three-factor of theory of intelligence was developed by whom? Option A Binet, option B Hall, option C Morgan, and option D R. Sternberg. Here the correct answer is option D, that is R. Sternberg. Then the next question, multi-factor theory of intelligence is related to Hall, Spearman, Thorndike, and Galton. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Thorndike. Then the next question is, general and common factor theories explain the unifactor, two-factor, multi-factor, and G-factor. Here the correct answer is option A, that is unifactor theory. Then the next question, general or primary mental abilities appear in multi-factor, G-factor, two-factor, and group factor. Here the correct answer is option D, that is a group factor. Then the next question is, the positive correlation in two mental processes is followed by G-factor, common factor, multi-factor, and all the above. Here the correct answer is option B, that is common factor. Then the next question is, in which theory of intelligence Thorndike distinguished four attributes of intelligence as level, range, area, and speed? Option A G-factor, option B multi-factor, option C three-factor, and option D two-factor theory. Here the correct answer is option B, that is multi-factor theory. Then the next question is, group factor structures of intelligence was proposed by Thorndike, Hall, Binet, and Thurston. किए करते ना group factor theory किए करते ना. Here the correct option is option D. Correct answer is option D. Then the next question is, according to the group factor theory, intelligence neither consists two factors as proposed by Spearman nor multi-factors as developed by Thorndike. How many primary factors emerged in this theory? Option A 5, option B 6, option C 7, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is 7. Then the next question is sampling theory of intelligence was explained by option A Bott, option B Osser, option C Thompson, and option D Binney. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Thompson. Then the next question, according to whom every stage of human development has certain specific significance and characteristics which segregates that stage from other stage of development. Option A Freeman, option B Anderson, option C Skinner, and option D Hurlock. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Hurlock. Then the next question, three-dimensional theory of intelligence was given by Galton, Guilford, Hobb, and Guison. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Guilford. Then the next question is, intelligence was classified into three dimensions: operations, contents, and option A conduct, option B products, option C procedures, and option D methods. Here the correct answer is option B, that is products. ଆମର जो रही product content and operation ସେଥିରେ କ'ଣ ରହିଛି ନା 120ଟା attributes ରହିଛି, ଏଇଟା ମନେ ରଖିଦେବା ପିଲାମାନେ। Then the next question is, fluid and crystallized theory of intelligence is related to Hobb and Cattell, Bott and Vernon, Terman and Merrill, Binney and Simon. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Hobb and Cattell. Then the next question is, who was the propounder of group factor theory? Option A Thorndike, option B Gotther, option C Thurston, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Thurston. Then the next question, which theory of intelligence is popularly known as mental discipline theory? Option A group factor theory, option B faculty theory, option C multi-factor theory, and option D bi-factor theory. Here the correct answer is option B, that is faculty theory. Then the next question is, which famous Harvard University professor propounded the theory of multiple intelligence? Option A Thurston, option B Howard Gardner, option C Charles Spearman, and option D Cattell. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Howard Gardner. Then the next question, who defined intelligence is the biopsychological potential to process information that can be activated in a cultural setting to solve problems? Option A Gardner, option B Thorndike, option C Wechsler, and option D Terman. ଏ ବହିଟାରେ ପିଲାମାନେ ବହୁତ ସ୍ପେଲିଂ ମିଷ୍ଟେକ୍ ରହିଛି। Here the correct answer is option A, that is Gardner. Then the next question, Gardner has given how many types of intelligence? Option A 7, option B 8, option C 9, and option D 10. Here the correct answer is option A, that is 7. Gardner intelligence को 7 भागरे विभक्त କରିଥିଲେ। Then the next question, in group factor theory, Thurston has divided the intelligence into how many parts? Option A 7, option B 8, option C 9, and option D 10. Here the correct answer is option C, that is 9. Then the next question, Gardner's famous book on intelligence, popularly known as Frames of Mind, came into being in 1983, 1984, 1985, and 1982. Here the correct answer is option A, that is 1983. Then the next question, who is the father of intelligence test? এটা ভালো ভাবে মনে রাখতে হবে পিলাମାନେ। Option A Alfred Binney, option B Wechsler, option C Ravens, and option D R.B. Cattell. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Alfred Binney. Alfred Binney होचंदी इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट रो फादर, से प्रथम इंटेलिजेंस टेस्ट बाहर करथिले। Then the next question is, first intelligence test was developed by the year 1903, 1904, 1905, and 1907. Here the correct answer is option C, that is 1905. Then the next question, the Binney-Simon scale of intelligence has 15 items, 20 items, 25 items, and 30 items. Here the correct answer is option D, that is 30 items. Then the next question, the Binney-Simon scale of intelligence is administered in the age group of 2 to 15 years, 3 to 16 years, 4 to 17 years, and 5 to 18 years. Here the correct answer is option B, that is 3 to 16 years. Then the next question is, the intelligence scale developed by Binney-Simon in 1908, how many test items are included? Option A 35 items, option B 36, option C 38, and option D 40 items. Here the correct answer is option B, that is 36 items. Then Next question, the last division of a Binet-Simon scale was done in the year 1910, 1911, 1912 and 1913. Here the correct answer is option C, that is 1912. Then the next question is, children whose mental age is lower than their chronological age are called idiots, morons, imbeciles and retarded. Here the correct answer is option D, that is retarded. Then the next question is, the equation of IQ is developed by option A Stern, option B Binet, option C Hall and option C Simon. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Stern. Equation of IQ कहले कौन ना IQ केमिति बाहर इंटेलिजेंस क्वेश्चन ना MA by CA into 100. MA कहले कौन ना मेंटल एज, CA कहले क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज. क्रोनोलॉजिकल एज कहले एक्चुअल एज एवं मेंटल एज कहले जो क्लास रो पिला धरा जो पंचम क्लास रो पिला जदि 7th क्लास रो प्रोब्लेम सॉल्व करि पाइला ताहले ताको कहबा मेंटल एज. ताहले मेंटल एज तार होची 7 क्लास रो. तेनु IQ बाहर करिवार फार्मूला होची MA by CA into 100. Then the next question is, which psychologist introduced the concept to indicate the ratio of a mental age to chronological age? Option A Stern, option B Terman, option C Spearman and option D Binet. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Terman. Then the next question is, with an increasing use of intelligence test with adults, there was a great need for an individual test standardized and constructed for adults. It is known as Terman Merrill, এটা Merrill have Binet Simon, Wechsler belief scale and none. Here the correct answer is option C. Then the next question is, this Wechsler belief adult scale was published in 1938, 1939, 1940 and 1937. कोटा correct answer आ रहा ना option B होची correct answer 1939. Then the next question is, in Wechsler believed adult scale was further revised and popularly known as Wechsler Adult Intelligence Test and was revised in the year 1952, 1953, 1954 and 1955. Here the correct answer is option D, that is 1955. Then the next question is, the Wechsler Adult Intelligence Test was administered to the age ranges from dash year. It was administered 15 to 60, 16 to 64, 17 to 65 and 18 to 65. Here the correct answer is option B, that is 16 to 64. Then the next question is, the Army Alpha and Army Beta were developed by whom? It is in both verbal and non-verbal test. Terman, Arthur Otis, Raven and none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Arthur Otis. Then the next question is, Army Beta is a non-verbal group of intelligence and is meant for which people? Option A literate, option B illiterate, option C imbeciles and option D idiots. Here the correct answer is option B, that is illiterate. Then the next question is, Pinter-Cunningham primary mental test is a well-known group scale which is meant for which students? KG standard 3, KG2 standard 5, KG2 standard 6 and none of these. Here the correct answer is option A, that is KG2 standard 3. Then the next question is, Minnesota preschool scale is administered to the age group 2 to 5 years old child, 2 to 6 years old child, 3 to 6 years old child and none of these. Here the correct answer is option A, that is 2 to 5 years old child. Then the next question is, Olstina picture vocabulary test was developed by option A Terman, option B Binet, option C Hall and option D Van. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Van. Then the next question is, the teacher in a classroom takes care of students with respect to all typical qualities. This means that they take care of individual difference, individual qualities, special qualities, universal qualities. गोटे टीचर जो कौन करता है क्लासरूम रही था से स्टूडेंट मानकर जत्न नहीं था क्या कौ दृष्टि ना ऑल टिपिकल क्वालिटीज ताहले कौन आपको बुझे था. हियर द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन ए, दैट इज इंडिविजुअल डिफरेंस. कहीं गोटे क्लास विभिन्न प्रकार पिला रही था, देयर इज इंडिविजुअल डिफरेंस इन द क्लासरूम सिचुएशन. सो द टीचर First, study the individual difference between the students. Then the next question is, the child having an IQ of below 25 is called gifted, slow learner, maroon and idiot. Here the correct answer is option D, that is idiot. Then the next question is, some of the students are below average in their IQ. As a principal of the school, your response to such students will be equal behavior with all the students in the school. Option B, to disallow admission to them in the next class. Option C, generous attitude towards them. And option D, not pay any special attention to them. Here the correct answer is option C, that is generous attitude towards them. Then the next question is, which of the following is not a group intelligence test? Option A, Binet-Simon scale. Option B, large Thorndike intelligence test. Option C, Raven's progressive matrices. And option D, Army beta. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Binet-Simon scale. Then the next question is, learning is a modification of the behavior which is relatively permanent, temporary, adverse and quick. এটা ପିଲାମାନେ ତୁମେ ନିହାତି ଜାଣିଥିବ. Here the correct answer is option A. Learning କହିଲେ କ'ଣ ନା modification of the behavior which is relatively permanent. The permanent change in behavior or permanent modification of a behavior is called as a learning. Then the next question is, learning means to bring change in the dash of the organism. Attitude, etiquette, behavior and value. Here the correct answer is option C, that is behavior. आमे आगुरी जानुचे जे modification of a behavior, the permanent change in behavior, modification of behavior is called as learning. So ठीक क्वेश्चन टाको बुले कि पकाइछे जे learning means to bring change in the dash of the organism, that is the behavior of the organism. Then the next question is, learning in psychology has the status of a behavior, existence, principles and a construct. Here the correct answer is option D, that is construct. Then the next question is, what is it that means an idea or image that cannot be directly observed like electrons on genes but which is inferred from the behavior of the organism, that is status, construct, knowledge and none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is construct. Then the next question is, according to whom learning is a relatively enduring change in behavior which is a function of a prior behavior usually called practice. Option A, Colvin. Option B, Melvin. Option C, Darwin. And option D, Skinner. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Melvin. Then the next question is, in the definition of Melvin, learning is not directly observable but get manifested in the dash of the individual, values, practice, activities and reflection. Here the correct answer is option C, that is activities. Then the next question is, Melvin's definition also says that learning depends factors like practice, experience, practice and experience, practice and value. Here the correct answer is option C, that is practice and experience. Then the next question, what term can be used to describe breathing, pumping of a heart, our knees, jerks, etc.? Option A, voluntary. Option B, reflexive. Option C, temporary. And option D, none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is reflexive. Then the next question is, the concept of naturalism has been borrowed from chemistry, physics, biology and anthropology. Here the correct answer is option C, that is biology. Naturalism ta कोड अछि ना biology रू आसी अछि. Then the next question is, what type of a change does maturation has specially used for in the organism which are now induced by learning? Option A, qualitative. Option A, quantitative. Option B, qualitative. Option C, permanent. And option D, none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is qualitative. Then the next question is, who defined naturalism as an increase in competency and adaptability? Option A, Colvin. Option B, Spearman. Option C, Bigge. And option D, Baldwin. Here the correct answer is option D. Then the next question, who said learning is the modification of a behavior through experience and training? Option A, Gates. Option B, Skinner. Option C, Cronbach. And option D, Peel. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Gates. Definition गुड़ा भल भाव मन रखी पे ऑप्शन गुड़िक ही डेफिनेशन गुड़िक ही आसूँ. Then the next question is, learning is a process of a progressive behavior adaptation. Who said this? Option A, Hilgard. Option B, Kimble. Option C, Skinner. And option D, Peel. Here the correct answer is option C, that is Skinner. Then the next question is, Who define learning may be considered as a change in insight, behavior, perception, motivation, or a combination of these. Option A Colvin, option B Gates, option C Kimball, and option D Emil Bigge. Here the correct answer is option D, that is Emil Bigge. Then the next question is, learning is a relatively permanent change in behavior potentiality that occurs as a result of a reinforced practices. Whose view is this? Option A Kimble, option B Colvin, option B Fashion, and option D Bigge. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Kimble. Then the next question is, learning is shown by a change in behavior as a result of experiences. This is the view of Asian B. Kronberg, option D Kimble, and option D none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is Kronberg. Then the next question is, learning as we measure it is a change in performance which occurs under the condition of a practice. Who said this? Ereson, Colvin, Mars, and Gooch. Here the correct answer is option D. Then the next question is, who define learning as more or less permanent incremental modification of a behavior which results from activity, special training, or observation? Option A Mon, Smith, McCooey, and Iron. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Mon. Then the next question is, which characteristic is not suited for learning? Learning is a change in response or behavior. Learning is adjustment to the changing situation. Learning affects the positive mode of behavior, and learning involves some degree of performance. Here the correct answer is option C, that is learning affects the positive mode of behavior. Then the next question is, learning is not an addition of a new experience, nor it is old experience summed up. Rather, it is the synthesis of old and new experience. Who said this? Option A Mars, option B Hadgas, option C Harriman, and option D Goyal. Here the correct answer is option B. Then the next question, punishment is effective only when it weakens undesirable response, desirable response, construction, and behavior. Here the correct answer is option A, undesirable response. Then the next question, learning is an association between stimulus and behavior, response, limitation, and effort development. Learning is an association between stimulus and response. Option B is the correct answer. Then the next question is, learning is a behavior which comes by practice, inheritance, imitation, and past experience. Here the correct answer is option A, that is practice. Then the next question is, the organization and coordination of several sequential habits is called reflex, response, stimulus, and behavior. Here the correct answer is option D, that is behavior. Then the next question, what are the laws of learning by Tolman? Law of capacity, law of stimulus, law of manner, and all the above. Here the correct answer is option D, that is all the above. Then the next question, in which theory learning is conceived as a matter of associations between stimulus and response? Association theory, field theory, cognitive theory, and none of these. Here the correct answer is option A, that is association theory. Then the next question, which theory of learning gives stress on insight? Association theory, field theory, cognitive theory, and none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is field theory. Then the next question is, an object comes before our sense organs, we get its sensation and attach meaning to it on the basis of our past experience. This is called conception, perception, motivation, and stimulation. Here the correct answer is option B, that is perception. Then the next question, what is the acquisition of organized knowledge in the form of a general ideas or concept? Option A conception, option B perception, option C motivation, and option D stimulation. Here the correct answer is option A, that is conception. Then the next question is, which learning includes learning of facts, principles, and theories, etc., which are the main cores of a lesson? Primary learning, associated learning, academic learning, and emotional learning. Here the correct answer is option A, that is primary learning. Then the next question is, which learning includes learning of likes and dislikes, attitudes, etc. It is equally important as conscious learning. Deliberate, concomitant, moral learning, and social learning. Which option is the correct answer here? Here option B is the correct answer, concomitant learning. Then the next question is, which psychologist has classified learning into 8 categories? Skinner, Pavlov, PM Gyane and Kohler. Here the correct answer is which option? Option C is the correct answer. Then the next question, when the behavior shows a specificity of response to one given stimulus to the exclusion of others, we may say that dash has taken place. Connection, assimilation, integration and discrimination. कोटा करेक्ट आंसर हम पे मैंने को ऑप्शनटा ना हियर दि ऑप्शन डी इज द करेक्ट आंसर डिस्क्रिमिनेशन. Then the next question is, who was the father of a creative test? Torrance, Guilford, Gage and Alport. Here the correct answer is option A, that is Torrance. Torrance is the father of a creative test. Then the next question is, mental activity controlled by the wishes of the individual is known as autistic thinking, reality thinking, extraversion thinking and introversion thinking. Here the correct answer is option A, that is autistic thinking. Then the next question is, disorders affecting language are called agnosia, aphasia, asterognosis and none of these. Here the correct answer is option B, that is aphasia. Then the next question is, salivation to the bell in the classical conditioning is called UCS, CS, CR and UCR. UCS कहले कौन unconditioned stimulus, CS कहले conditioned stimulus, CR कहले conditioned response and UCR कहले unconditioned response. Here the correct answer is option C, that is CR कहले conditioned response. कहीं ना salivation to the bell in the classical conditioning, bell देखिले बेल साउंड शुणिले कौन है ना तार सालिवेशन आसला. तेणु पूर्वर कौन होता ना फूड देखुले तार सालिवेशन आसता. दैट इज नेचुरल बा अनकंडीशनड स्टिमुलस एंड सालिवेशन हियर इज अनकंडीशनड रेस्पॉन्स. किंतु बारंबार फूड सांगे जो फूड प्लस बेल दिगला से कौन है ना फूड को ओमिट कर दिगला खाली बेल देले तार कौन आसला ना सालिवेशन आसला. दैट इज कंडीशनड स्टिमुलस एंड सालिवेशन होची कंडीशनड रेस्पॉन्स. तेणु बेलटा हूँ कंडीशनड स्टिमुलस एंड सालिवेशन हूँ कंडीशनड रेस्पॉन्स. हियर ऑप्शन सी इज द करेक्ट आंसर. Then the next question is, who was the psychologist to conduct experiments in classical conditioning? तामाने classical conditioning रो proponent किए? ऑप्शन ए थॉर्नडाइक, ऑप्शन बी कोहलर, ऑप्शन सी पावलोव एंड ऑप्शन डी डाल्टन. हियर द करेक्ट आंसर इज ऑप्शन सी, दैट इज पावलोव. पावलोव क्लासिकल कंडीशनिंग उपर एक्सपेरिमेंट करते. तेणु पिला माने भल भल 200टा 100टा क्वेश्चन आम सीरीज 4 आम डिस्कसन कले. तेणु युड़क भल भाव में तुम आरंभ शेष पर्यंत बारंबार देखीज जहाँफल कि कौन हम ना तुम परीक्षा बहुत यूजफुल हो पार. तेणु वीडियो को बारंबार देखीदे तुम मन रही. वीडियो को लाइक कर, कमेंट दब, भल भल कमेंट दब, शेयर कर एवं सब्सक्राइब कर. थैंक यू.